Good morning, traders. Hope you had a blessed weekend. I know I did. I didn't have to code all weekend, and that was good. Lots of people joining. That's a good blessing. Not seeing too much moving this morning. Hopefully we'll get one at 6 o'clock. Good morning to everyone on YouTube and everyone on Discord. Not seeing too much moving this morning. Hopefully we'll get something at 6 a.m. when the market turns on. So if you're new here, we're watching this volume spike column for anything that moves. That's what this column does. It's watching the market for moving stocks. If they start moving, you'll see this percentage start changing and you'll get a bullish signal. We're looking for this percentage to change rapidly, start growing in numbers. To get up 1%, 3%, 5%. We want to see the expansion. This column over here is looking for stocks that are moving as well, but it's looking 30 minutes back. So anything moving for the last 30 minutes is going to get a score. If it's moving just a little, it gets a low score. If it's moving a lot, it gets a higher score. At about 6:30, I'll do a walkthrough, a demonstration, introduce myself, explain what these indicators do, but we're fixing to get on market open here in about 3 minutes. Make sure your chart's on EXT so you'll be able to trade pre-market. If you don't know how to trade pre-market, there's a video on it over on Discord and how-to videos. About 2 minutes to go, 2.5 minutes. I'm seeing they always have these stocks that move just before our market opens. Then when our market opens, they drop flat. Hopefully the odds aren't stacked against us. You can see how these indicators are working. They're popping up as soon as they move. We don't have to go searching for stocks. They will come to us, which is a good thing. I've taken all the homework out of it. You just have to sit here, drink your coffee, click your mouse button, and make money. I made it that simple. But just remember, these indicators make it look simple. There's still a lot of knowledge you need to learn. You need to learn price action, candles, volume up or down. There's all kinds of things you still need to learn. Just because I make it easy don't mean you're a master. So make sure you do your studying if you're new to investing. Don't just take it for granted. All you have to do is click the mouse or you're going to lose some money. Trading is difficult. It's not something that you just jump and do. It's something you have to learn. Keep that thought in mind. Got about 45 seconds to go. Good luck to you at pre-market open. We're going to be watching this column. I will click on the ones that take off. I'll be marking support and resistance level over here. I'll explain that to you in a bit. IONM, that stock's been moving for a couple weeks. Maybe we'll get a play on it here. I don't trade penny stocks, but I'll try to help you get through it. Let's see what happens. Looks like it's going to sell off. We do have an existing support level here. I did not put it in there. So we were watching it before. So this would be the resistance level up here. This would be the support level. If it bounces off of here, it'll probably be resisted up here. So there's only a couple of pennies there if you play penny stocks. Got NXTP moving here. Another under $1 stock. Looks like we might have a good green morning here. Hopefully we're seeing some good ones popping up. They're mainly cheaper stocks, but they are moving. $0.62 to 70 cents. This could be a pullback. That's what we wait on, is pullbacks. If this stock price pulls back, I will mark the support and resistance levels and we'll play the pullback. So that would be resistance. Now this candle needs to close. Once it closes, I'll mark the bottom of the body of the candle. So the support level will always be the entry level if you decide to purchase a stock on this screen. But just make sure you trade off of your own screen. Mine could be delayed, and that was a quick bounce up. No shot at it whatsoever. So this candle closed. I would have marked the support level here, but it immediately bounced up. That's the play we look for, but not that fast. So you'd have had to been fast fingers Freddy to get in on that one. But this is what happens almost 80 to 90% of the time. I'll mark these resistance and support levels. Usually we have a few seconds to make up our mind here before the pop back up. We didn't have a chance here. It was only a 3-cent bounce. It was no big loss. ACXP moving up now. We'll wait on the pullback. I'm going to remove these levels we've already set. I'll mark some new ones. So I want this candle to reverse, and I'll mark the top of the body. That will be resistance. Gotta wait on it to pull back though. Amen, Jimmy. Just gotta have the right bait, right, brother? Yeah, this one not looking too promising. It is in the $5 range, though. That's a good range to trade. It's not giving us the pullback we want. All right, we got a resistance level. Let's see if we can get a support level. Ouch, that looks like a big sell there. Somebody giving up. Or maybe more than just somebody. We get this candle to close. I'll mark the bottom of the body. That will be our support level for the bounce up. But it's looking weak, so don't just jump in. Look like the buyers already gave up. That would be our support level. Let's see what happens. So if it bounces, it's going back up to near 582. Well, we're almost halfway there. And it pulls back a bit. I'm not trusting it too much right here. It should have pulled up already. So if you're in, use caution. Don't take a loss on this. Yes, sir, Dusty. I'm watching Dominator. The sellers are outnumbering the buyers down here. That is correct. I called it out before I even put the support level to be careful. It wasn't acting right. Not all of them work, so don't just jump in them when you see me put that support level in there. Of course, if you'd have bought this one, you're probably not in the hole, but you're not making any money either. So if you're in it, I'd pull out. While we wait on the next one. We looked at this one when the market first opened. It's pretty much struggling as well. The SPY does have a little bounce upwards. Nothing to really brag on. At least it's not dropping like it's been doing. MRKR making a bounce off the bottom. Don't know how far it's going to go. Volume is very low on this stock, so don't jump in it. So once we have one trigger over here, your eyes should go immediately to this current bar volume. We need a high volume flow, not the volume just sitting there dormant. Need lots of people coming in and out to get in and get out safely. Only 10,000 shares traded on that last candle. That ought to tell you not to get in. Frank, we did have some good stocks last week. Not too many, but a few. We did have some profiters in it. I made a few bucks, nothing to brag on last week, but I'm not going to complain. Making money's better than losing money. IONM, cheaper stock. It did break through resistance. Kind of a late bloomer here, so be careful. Could be somebody just purchasing, thinking it's going. It's only pennies. That big green candle was only about 3 cents or 4 cents. They do have news. I put the news down here for you news lovers. This kind of volume flow you need to watch for. You see these numbers continually moving. That's what you want to see. We could get a pullback here. Let's see what happens. Need this candle to close about 50% down of that green one. That's not a number that you can count on. They close at all kind of levels. Selling off now. Yeah, that's why I don't trade the news. I trade the numbers. I'd rather trade these numbers than trade news. I've seen prices go up on good and bad news. Now, how do you base your opinion on that? Sometimes they go up because the bad news is not as bad as they thought it was. We are bouncing off the 47.91. That's 0.4791. Well, that loss wasn't as big as the last loss. I guess that's good. Let's just pump it up. That's kind of how I feel about it. There is some hope there. It's still breathing. Amen, Kenny. Thank you, Wayne, for that donation. It's greatly appreciated. Every little bit helps. We are getting a bounce over there. I don't know how, but we are. The volume is picking up. It is going to probably return back to 58 cents. Good job, Raphael. Good morning to everybody just popping in. We used to do roll call, but man, you guys have blessed us so much. I'd have to sit here all day and do roll call. So good morning to everyone. If you're new here, I'll do a walkthrough at 6:30, explain to you what we got going on and how it can benefit you. IONM still trying to get back up there to that 58 cents. If it's your first time here, you'll notice this is a free service. All the indicators are free. The streams are free. If you like the stream, do me a favor and click the like button. I make a few pennies off of YouTube, and your support helps me to keep this channel going. So every little bit of effort you put in, we all benefit. Let's keep the rankings up there so YouTube will keep spreading the good news and we'll keep spreading the blessings. Let's try to help everybody out. It's been a tough market, so I decided to reach out there and help. But don't take my word for it. Just ask anybody in the chat, anybody on Discord, does this stuff work? They'll let you know the truth. I don't have to convince you. Just watch the indicators. They'll tell you they're working. Talk to the people. Not trying to sell you something, just trying to tell you what's working so that you can spread the good news to somebody else so that we can keep the community growing. We also have other investors that are sharing their knowledge. It's a community effort, brother and sister helping brother and sister. Looks like the volume is slacking off for a bit. It's winding down so I can do my demo at 6:30, I believe. Now, you know that's not true. IONM seems to be the mover this morning. It's not moving very far, but it's moving. It is holding its price range here. I wished it was holding the price range here, though. This would be a stronger range to be holding rather than down here. I'd rather see it bumping through resistance, trying to get through as it's moving to the right, rather than bouncing off of support. So if you get hit with ads from YouTube, please watch them. That's another source of income that we get to keep this live streams going and these indicators for free. Don't click them off. Help us build up the account so we can keep going. I know they're annoying. I don't like them either, but if I was supporting you, I would do the same for you. See you later, Raphael. Good luck. MCOM, big green candle here. Let's see where this one goes. Nice pump up. Let's see if it can hold the price, give us a little pullback. We should have some profit takers come in just a few minutes or seconds. That's what's going to create the pullback. So we got to wait on this candle to close, and it did. Let's see if we get a red candle here pulling back. Looks like more buyers are coming in, so I'm not going to mark the level. Nice bump up for about 10 cents. Should be getting a pullback here soon, so if you're in profit, be aware of that. They will be taking profit. Pretty powerful here. We are looking at more buyers. Look down here at the dominator. There are lots of buyers, very few sellers. They're driving it up. I believe if we can get a pullback, they'll drive it up even higher. This may be the pullback right here. I'd like to see 50% of that candle. There we go. Uh-oh. Not the whole candle. Come on. Bring it back up, buyers. Looking like the buyers are dominant on this stock. We may not get a close of a red candle. Still trying. There's the close of the candle. Let's see if they can cut the selling and bring it right back up. If not, it'll be a failure. I'm going to go ahead and remove this lower line. I'll set a level on the next red candle. Maybe we'll get a bounce from it. Well, I guess I should have stuck with the first one. This one's difficult to call. We may or may not get a bounce here at support. Volume has pretty much stopped. Could have been a pump and dump. You never know. I see the news down here. They slashed debt. That's one of these not so bad newses. All right, if you're new here, I am Ricky Gaspard. I'm a guy who trades from his home office. I've been trading since 1990. I'm also a ThinkScript coder for the last 15 years. I coded this volume spike indicator because I wanted to know if a stock had more buyers or more sellers in the volume. And that's what this indicator does. It's actually counting positive and negative volume, not necessarily buyers and sellers. So if we have higher volume and the price is moving up, I consider it bullish. If it's high volume and the price is moving down, I consider it bearish. So you'll see the bullish and the bearish pop in here, and it's really accurate. So you have to be here every morning to watch it work. It does work. I can assure you of that. A lot of other indicators were born out of this volume spike indicator. The next one that was born was these labels, and I was able to determine if the candle itself was bullish or bearish, and down here if the overall volume was bullish or bearish of the entire volume session. So this indicator here is the momentum indicator. It was born out of this indicator, and it's watching back 30 minutes for any stocks that are moving. If they are moving, it gives them a score. A low score if they're barely moving, and a higher score the more they're moving. So you can start clicking at the bottom of this indicator and work your way up to try to find stocks you could enter closest to the bottom. This indicator over here is part of the pullback scan, and the pullback indicator over here, it's letting you know that there was a couple of red candles and then a green candle coming in, such as this here. So if you have some red candles in a row and then a big green candle coming up behind it, it's letting you know the stock just went through a pullback and it's on its first green candle after the red candles. So over here, we program the pullback indicator. This is the 5 EMA, this is the 13 EMA, and this is the 34. I put it in there manually. You can add it if you wish. So once we get a spike over here, we watch for the crossover of these moving averages. I also program these arrows in here. That's the volume spike arrows that are feeding off of this indicator. It's letting you know the volume is increasing and the price is growing. Also programmed it in the reverse. You'll get a red arrow if it's selling off. You'll see me mark these support and resistance levels all through the session. I like to watch the stocks run up. I don't chase green candles. I wait for the pullback and set a support level, and I buy off of that support level. I highly encourage you to trade that way. Don't run from the red candles. They're telling you it's setting up for you to get an entry. Unless they sell off like this, then we move on to the next stock. So down here on this indicator, this label, this is buyers and sellers, and not really buyers and sellers. Now don't get confused. This is bullish and bearish volume. So we were able to monitor the entire volume of this stock and to make a decision if there were more buyers or sellers in the overall volume. Well, that worked out for a while, but we couldn't remember in our head over a length of time, was it still more buyers or sellers, or is it just more buyers or sellers at the moment? So I visually created this indicator called the dominator. This is not moving averages. This is actual buyers and sellers, bullish and bearish. So as people are buying, the green line is rising. As people are selling, the red line is rising. So down here is low volume, up here is high volume. Don't ever judge these angles with the angle of the price of the stock, because they're not moving averages. It's only volume increases and decreases. In this case, we have the buyers outnumbering the sellers, but you'll see the price pulling back because the seller line is also rising. So as they're buying, they're also selling. That's why you can see a stock pull back. Even if the green line is above the red, you can have it pull back. Because this volume slacks off, but this one continues to rise. So therefore, you have more sellers than buyers. So never trade off of my screen. Always get set up on your own computer because sometimes my screen is delayed. And you can find all of these indicators over on our Discord. We have all of the videos over on YouTube. If you haven't subscribed to my YouTube channel, I just placed a link in the description. You'll find a link to that Discord in the description of every YouTube video. So watch the videos on YouTube. Learn every little bit that you can. All the videos are good to watch, even if they're old. You'll learn a little bit of information from each and every one of them. Like the videos, comment on the videos, let YouTube know what kind of a job I'm doing. It also lets me know what kind of a job I'm doing. Once you click on that link in the description to get over to Discord, and I'll put the link in there for you now, but I'd like you to subscribe to YouTube as well. So you join our Discord and head over to Start Here. It's going to tell you 1 through whatever number. Start here, work your way down. This is where everything is located. You'll find these scripts over on Current Setup. And you'll figure out how to load them and unload them. If you go to the how-to videos, it'll give you specific instructions on how to install indicators on your watch list, as well as labels and indicators on your chart. Make sure you pay attention to which one you're installing, because if you install this bullish volume spike and you're trying to find it over in studies, that's not going to work for you. It's not a chart indicator, it's a watch list indicator. Make sure you visit our channels over on Discord. We have the Trading Floor with Gregster and River Place Dad doing their due diligence on stocks and posting them stocks as they happen throughout the day. I often join them and post stocks with them as well. I've actually made some money off the stocks they posted, so make sure you pay attention to that room. It can get very exciting over there. We also have the Options Traders channel. We have Bob over there, Bobby, teaching options, giving pointers. He also holds a live stream like I do to teach you a little bit deeper into options if you're interested. We appreciate you joining us this morning as we wait for this indicator to trigger again for the next stock pick. We don't go looking for stocks, they come to us. That's how I have programmed this system. This is our pre-market scan. You can find it in TOS Scans. You can find some of my older scripts over in TOS Scripts. You don't need all of them. Just load the current setup, and you'll be good to go for these sessions each morning. So thanks again for joining us as we drink our coffee and wait on the next stock to pop up. Looks like everything's dying down a bit. Relax. Take your finger off the trigger. Drink your coffee as you patiently wait on the next one. Good morning, Jimmy. Good job, Robert Pro. Yeah, we got about 20 more minutes before the next stock may pop in. The news is released normally at the top of the hour, but here lately we've had a couple release news at the half hour. So our next chance for the next big play is at 7 a.m. It was an exciting open this morning. Nothing really that good, but at least we had some stocks moving. IONM doesn't know where it wants to go. It's been up to this level before, pulled all the way back, bounced around for 15 or 20 minutes. Now it's testing that level again. Okay, see, if you load everything in current setup on Discord, you should have what you see on the screen. IONM, it's a pretty strong, cheaper stock. It's not really selling off. It's bouncing around in a zone. Retesting that 58-cent level. Got a couple of tall candle wicks on the top. If you're not familiar with candle wicks, these are sellers trying to drive the price back down. We want to see wicks on the bottom, not wicks on the top. We want to see the buyers trying to drive the selling price back up. So whenever you see wicks on the top, be very cautious of what you're doing. If you're in the trade, it could be sellers trying to take your money. So I want to thank our Patreon subscribers. They are really doing a good job. We had quite a few sign up over the weekend. If I'm doing you some good over here and you want to pay it forward, we accept donations over on Patreon. Helps us keep the channel going. Helps us keep up with all of the additions we need to do on the Discord side. We just had to upgrade our streaming service so that we could accompany more people. So things aren't free and cheap over here. I'm doing it. I'm supporting and footing the bill right now, but the donations are starting to take over the cost, which is really good. So if you can help, we really appreciate it. And thank you, Patreon members. Or if you want to do a one-time donation, you can do it in the chat. There's a little square down there with a $sign. You can click on it and click Super Chat. You can name your amount there if you find this live stream benefits you. There's no amount of money that's required. If you don't have it, that's good too. That's the reason why we're doing this, to help you learn how to trade to earn money. But if we benefit you, pay it forward and bless other people like I'm blessing you. Is MLGO still teasing the market? That was a very volatile stock. I'll type it in and take a look at it. Take a look at the longer, bigger picture. Go to the 15-minute. Let's zoom out. Let's see the whole thing here. I don't think I would get in at this time. I think it's done. IONM still trying to move up. Robert, I believe you can cancel one transaction and go to the next. I'm really not familiar with how to do that. Or just maybe add another level to the level you're paying. Yeah, with it. About 12 more minutes, 12 and a half more minutes before 7 o'clock. That'll be the next play. You can see there's buyers in here, but you can see there's also profit takers. These are sellers on the top. They're not holding it back. Actually, they're just making the price go up slower. They're not selling off, they're taking profit. That's why it's still rising. If they were selling off, there would be large volumes of sellers coming through, and it would be dropping the price. Hollywood always zoom out, get the bigger picture of a stock. I try to do that to all of them if I plan on buying it and holding it for more than just a few minutes. So if you've never traded this away before, if you come here every morning and listen to me repeat the same words over and over again, you eventually can repeat these words, which is a benefit to you because you can read every candle after you participate for a while. You'll know everything that you need to do before you click that mouse button. It brings your odds up really high of success if you show up every morning. And as always, there's no guarantee. Trading is hard. I make it a little simpler, but that don't make it easy. Things can always go against you as well as they can go for you. Keep that thought in mind. Don't just come over here and click the button because everybody else does. That's not trading, that's guessing, and that's a high risk play when you do that. Continue studying. Learn all about candles, what the candles do, what the wicks do, what the volume does. You got to know it all. I'm just pointing out the key factors that you need to be looking for before clicking that mouse button. These indicators point out what I'm trying to teach you to look for. So we're looking for volume, we're looking for price action, we're looking for the candles, we're looking at sellers and buyers. So use it as a study course. If you've never traded before, definitely do it on paper. Don't do it with real money. When you're profitable on paper, then try it with small share size. If it's working for you on small share size, gradually up your share size and you become profitable. Try to control your losses more than you try to win a stock. If you can cut your losses, your gains will increase. So concentrate more on not losing than you do on winning, and that should help you out. I'm only running V4. Just V4. We can look at my studies up here and you can see right here V4. This is just the 34 moving average I put in, and this is the label. So no, I'm not running more than anybody else. I'm on a 1 minute chart. That matters. I didn't change any settings on V4, so you can check it out. We don't have a stock, so I'm willing to do that real quick. These are my settings. You want to snap that with your phone real quick so you can compare them before I click it off. Only thing I've changed is these moving averages, the 5 and the 13. And that was at the very beginning when I started using it. IONM still looking strong. It's bouncing up slightly, bouncing up and down. Probably one of those penny stocks I would have wished I would have bought about 3 hours from now. It'll probably be at $1.50. Who knows? With that gradual climb for the next few hours, you should have the same settings. About 6 more minutes to go before the top of the hour. Casey, are you talking about the pre-market scan? Is that what you're looking for? You're talking about this screen here? You can see the indicators I have loaded, so the only other thing you would need to see would be the scan itself. Casey, if you want to see my scan settings, they're over in TOS scans. I left an image there so I wouldn't have to keep doing it. And if you're comparing your stocks to mine, we don't all refresh at the same time. So yes, you may see different stocks on my screen than yours, but then your screen refreshes and now you see stocks on yours, but not on mine. It's a battle we've been having since the beginning. It's not an issue with the system. It's that everybody's refresh on their scans is different. If you'll notice in the chat, there'll be other members posting stocks as well, and that helps out with that delay in the scan refresh, because what I don't have on my screen, they post. What they don't have on their screen, they see on mine. So it pretty much helps us out with that delay. We always seem to land on the right stock. I've been talking about MLGO for about a week and a half now. It's been all over the place. This is the up and down arrow. This goes with the last release that I put out with the pullback scan and the pullback indicator. So this is the code from the pullback scan, because I couldn't run it during pre-market. So I was able to strip out the part that's watching for the red candles in the first green, which would indicate a pullback. So if it says up, that means there was a series of red candles and then a green candle appeared. So it lets you know that there is a pullback. So if I click on one, well, it ain't green now because it's not trading. So it's going to be hard for me to show you in pre-market what this does. So what I try not to do here is, just because a stock was moving last week and it looks like it might move again this week, that's not the kind of stocks we play. If it's moving this week, then move over here on this chart and let me know that it's moving, because we want to play the volume numbers. We want to play the buyers and sellers. We don't care what it did last week. We want to know what it's going to do right now. And that's what these numbers do. If it's not moving right now, I could care less what it did last week. Last week is in the past. I can't buy last week. I want to buy what's currently happening. So if it's not showing here, I really don't care what it did in the past. ALZN. What will it do? This one's not going anywhere. It looks like just a bounce, maybe. IONM still trying to hold that level. It did break above resistance. Now we're bouncing off on support again. Like I said, it's been a rough ride, but later on during the day, I'll probably regret not buying it because it could be up into the dollar range. Who knows? I don't hold stocks this long. I don't even hold a few shares that long. I'd rather save my money and buy enough shares of the next great mover. For those of you who trade, buy, and hold through the day, this may work for you. I don't know. You'll have to take your chances at it. I'll take a look at PSTX, but I don't see it on my list. It is moving. This is what I'm talking about. It's not showing up on my scan, but it's showing up on yours. And because another member or watcher posted it, we are aware of it. So trading as a group is an advantage. And the bigger we can get that group, the bigger the advantage will be. So imagine all of us trading off of the same indicators, watching the same stock, watching the same trigger point, and thousands of us pulling the trigger at the same time. I'm not saying we're going to move the market, but we could move a stock, especially in pre-market since the volumes are low. So build the community with me. That's what it's all about. We can move mountains if we all team up on the same indicators. So those of you who've been here long enough, I have not put in the support and resistance levels, but I bet you can picture them in your mind. Without even clicking on the chart, you can probably look right here and say, oh, there's where he would have put it. And he would have probably put it here. That's how good you're going to get. You're not going to need all these lines all over the place. You'll be able to spot them visually in your mind and play them accordingly. So this triggers you off. Don't worry about support and resistance. It's all in your brain. That's what happens when you watch something over and over and over. You see it in your mind instead of on the chart. You watch the play happen. That's why I often say I could take all of these indicators off. Even the labels, I could take it all off and play strictly off of this spike and what I see visually in my head. And you'll become that same person over time. You'll be able to do that. So did you see it here already? Let's just say I did mark them. So we were here and we were here. And then you see the bounce happening before you. Good job, Dusty. Good job, Dana. KTTA. I'm not seeing it in my list. KTTA. Not liking KTTA at the moment. It had a long sell-off right here. Not real long, 4 minutes. What was the other one? THAR. THAR. Very volatile stock. You see these tall wicks on the top? I'd rather watch the other one, KTTA. Nice volume on this stock too. Not seeing any news on this company. Yeah, I do. It's the next one down. It's announces Vivo preclinical efficacy data for cancer. So it's probably some news, but not good news, but not bad news either. So where does that kind of news fit in? I guess, Kyle. It's just news. Is that how you call it? It's just news. ESTX. Still bouncing around. So if you're just popping in and you wonder why so many people are here, we're all watching this column to see any stocks that start moving in pre-market. Once they start moving, I'll click on them, hang around to see the results. We don't go searching for stocks. We wait for them to come to us. Or we wait for them to be called out in the chat with all of these subscribers that have learned what I'm doing over the last few months. They know what to look for now. That's why they're posting them in the chat. It's not about me. It's about a trading system that you need to learn. I'm just the messenger. That's all I am. I'm a messenger. ACXP. Make sure to have volume if you're going to call them out. That one does not. Just because they have a green candle don't make them a good stock pick. Want to see this current candle bar really moving. If they're just dormant, they don't do us any good. Just like this one is not doing us any good. And it's even at the top of the list, and it's not doing us any good because it does not have a volume spike. Mara was in my list earlier this morning. It seems to have just, there it is. It's down here doing nothing currently. Let me zoom out on it. What is it doing to me here? So there is a possibility that Mara could make a move up today. It looks like it gapped down during pre-market session. Maybe it's coming down for me finally where I can sell the farm and buy it all up. Drive it back up to 16. I'd love to catch it around $10. I really wanted it around $7, but it seems that I told too many people. And all of you drove it up even higher. Not complaining, just that I was used to buying it in the $7 range, and it doesn't seem to be happening. Once you learn Mara, it's like steady profit. You can pretty much predict its moves. It's in a nice price range. So you can get anywhere between 50 cents to $1 out of it. There's plenty stocks out there like Mara. You just have to pick your favorites that are in your price range. So if you do a scan, build a scan for an ATR of 1, that'll look for many stocks that swing around $1 every day. And then find your favorites that always have constant volume. This stock always has good volume. So search for an ATR of 1, and you should find plenty stocks like this. I don't believe we do, Robert. That would be a hard scan to build because there's a lot of stocks that don't move and appear to be squeezing, but they're not really squeezing. They're just not moving enough. Good morning, Rodrigo. So this symbol up here is not a tradable stock. It's a test. I don't know why they got to stick a test in here on a Monday morning, but I guess they're testing something else. Maybe they're testing for errors and we can get them out of the way. Thank you, Go For It, for that information. You can tell I don't watch anything but numbers. That's it. That's all I watch. I don't care about the news. I don't care about the overall market. I want one stock with good numbers I can throw money at. Or 2 or 3 or 4. I don't care about the rest. KTTA. Lots of volume on this stock. I'm on the 15 minutes, so don't look at it yet. Let's go back to 1. It's pretty much channeling to the right. It's holding price level. That's always good news. JFBR, got to flip over for a minute. I got one working. 375. I'm not liking Dominator down here. There's more sellers than buyers. It did land on the watch list over here. Low volume. They made an agreement with Amazon to sell their hair care products. That don't mean they have sales. They just made an agreement. Tesla is going to the moon. Of course, we already know that, right? They're already shooting rockets up. Let's see if this is a pullback on Tesla. Let's see how this works. So it pulled back to here. The candle closed. Let's see if it returns to here. With Tesla in pre-market, I would say that they're probably going to have a green day because it is a rare instance. So not a lot of volume on Tesla this morning. Was probably just some hopefuls getting in there before the news that they discovered, or anticipation of news, or just getting in early kind of buying, I guess. Because the volume's quite low, 8,000 shares on the last one. That's very low. There's my edit studies. Looks like the market's slowing down a little bit. Coming up on 7:30, maybe something will happen then. We'll have to keep our eyes on the screen. So we're in the quiet zone. Enjoy your coffee. Enjoy your lunch. Enjoy your dinner. Wherever you are. We're all in different time zones. I think Picker maybe wish he could go to bed. He's over in Hawaii. It's probably 2 a.m. or 2:30. Patiently waiting on the market. There's no sense in going searching. There's nothing moving. I assure you of that. If it was moving, it would be right here. So if you need a break, now's the time to take it. I'm going to take mine at 8 o'clock. And somebody will probably have to remind me. I'll probably be talking and not paying attention. But that's okay too. If I'm talking, something's happening. Then I have to be reminded by a member, hey, are you taking your break or what? Yep. Then they'll go up when I turn my head, they go up. KTTA at open. KTTA is holding a price level. That's always a good sign. Mike, it's a program you have to load from Microsoft. Let me think of what it's called. Widget Launcher. Just download Widget Launcher. And of course, I manipulated the colors to make it look like that. $3:30 in the morning. Picker, is it worth getting up that early for? Just to come hear me talking? Good morning, Marilyn. So KTTA should be in your personal watch list. If you trade Tesla, Tesla should be in your personal watch list. Mara should be in your personal watch list. So KTTA could be the stock that gets pumped up before market opens, and then they'll sell it off about 8:10 or so. So be aware of that. So it may be wise to take a position, but if you do, take a small position. But don't listen to me, make your own judgment call. But that's just what I see. It's slowly crawling up. They may pump it up until about 8:05, 8:10, and then start selling it off before the open. Not much profit there, but you never know. It could end up 20 cents higher from this point before market opens. GMAC, you need to lower the amount of stocks you're showing in your scans. Since we're pulling them all up to the top, you don't need to display 200 or 300. You don't even need to display 100. But you should be able to display 100 safely. But go to your scan tab and adjust your stocks that are displaying down. I think I keep mine at 50 so I can get a quicker refresh on it. Because I know they're going to pop up to the top of the list anyway. And it's not that you're searching only 50 stocks. It's looking deeper than that. It's only displaying 50 on the screen. So expression errors mean you have your stock display number too high. If you don't know what that is, when you click to search and you see the results, adjust the results to 50. Looking like we're dying here. Currently no volume at the moment. You are welcome. I think you can do 100 safely if you want to leave it at 100. Just that we're processing a lot of data. That's what gives you the expression error. TSLA. TSLA on the move. Probably going to be a good day for Tesla. Might be one of them $10 share moves. I've seen it do that numerous times. Probably going to be a lot of options players buying calls on it today. KTTA still creeping up, like I said. I mean, it might be an easy $100 if you can buy 1,000 shares and write it up for 10 cents. 1,000 shares cost you about $750. Mara's at the top of the all stock scan. It looks like it's trending down. Okay, it needs to come down. I would love to see it come down to 10 and go back up to 15. Really, I'd love to see it go down to 13 and go up to 14. That'll work too. Pumping up KTTA, just like I said. Good morning, Island Man. Looking really strong on KTTA. The volume keeps coming in. The price keeps slowly rising. It's almost tempting me to buy a penny stock. So if you were to enter, you would enter on a dip like this and hope it doesn't go down further, but this is where you would enter. It's on a red candle. I really don't like buying stocks prior to 8 o'clock like this. When the closer we get to market open, the more chance of it pulling back. This one seems to be pretty strong, though. And we still have plenty time for it to run up. Good morning, stonks. JC, I agree. Overall, it doesn't look good, but it is holding its price level and it is gaining. It does have news, not really good news, but it has news. So it has a catalyst. See, all I have to do is talk about buying a penny stock, and then they don't do anything after that. I'm going to take a break here in about 6 minutes, 7 minutes. 10 minutes. We'll see. Showing weakness on KTTA now. Might get a crossover of the red. But it looks like it has a lot of support at this price range. Has not broken down below the 34. The well-respected 34. Hollywood, we could have a little competition about that I'm really slow and see who wins. Think I have an advantage. So the buyers are coming back in. They're saying you're not selling this one off. We're coming back at it. What question was that, Hollywood? I'm a little slow to read. It's okay, you don't have to be fast to trade this. That's why we get early warnings for us old people. That's the advantage. Hollywood, I don't think you can copy my screen unless you had 5 monitors. Because if I sent you a link to my screen, it's not going to know where to load anything if you don't have the monitors. And if you just want a black screen, you can just go into look and feel and adjust it to a black screen and remove the grid. That's not really hard to do. And if you want to set it up like this, all I did was detach the windows, and there's a video on that and how-to videos. It's about multiple screens. And you really don't have to have multiple screens. You can break it down like this on the screen or a screen or the screen. So I hope I wasn't too slow getting that answer to you, but that's the truth. My layout's going to multiple monitors. If I send it over to you, it's not going to work. You need an example, watch what I do on the screen. If you just go to your Market Watch tab and you hit one of these hamburger things they call them and hit detach, it's going to duplicate that screen, and then you just resize it and stick it in the corner. You can do the same thing to your chart and stick it in the corner. That's all I've done here is detach, resize, and butt them up against each other. Yeah, you can't do that, Fun Human. I tried already. You want to get them all on one window to drag around so they'll stay in order, but it doesn't work. I can't figure out how to do it either. You end up with 5 windows. I ended up with 5 monitors. I couldn't stop detaching and setting and resizing. I think eventually everybody's going to figure out that multiple monitors is the only really easy way to do this. Or you're going to be clicking tabs all day long. Where did I put that? Over there. I got to go get it. Where if you have multiple monitors, you just drag them around where you need them, and then you just look around. It's like looking at the 15-minute, the 5-minute, the tick chart, the 1 minute. I can just look around and see all of those charts without hitting one click even. Yeah, but it's not easy to do. So earn it first. Earn the advantage is what I say. Don't waste the money if you're not making money in the stock market. Earn it and you can have it. If you're not making money, you don't need it. You're still in the learning phase. Yeah, you got to be fast on that tick chart, though. It's like, wow, how did I get 10 candles in less than a second? Not seeing Lucy. I'll take a look at it. Hopefully you looked at the volume as well. Lucy is doing good. That was a good call. Let's see if we can get a pullback on it. It is a cheaper stock. Waiting on this red candle to close. We did have two pullbacks back here now. This is the third one. Probably not too reliable. That's the best way. I waited till Christmas. I got my monitors for $97 each. They don't have to be high resolution for trading. You're only looking at low resolution product, to be honest. I may be putting it out there at 1080p, but you're probably receiving much less than that because it's not actual 1080p. Yep, I have matte screens on all of them. I can't stand the shiny stuff because you're looking at everything behind you. So this one has died. That candle did close. I think we're going to fail on this one. Possible 8 cents if it does bounce. I'm not liking it though. You can almost predict the bounce if those buyers are really kicking it. You can tell right away, hey, this one's moving, it's moving, it went up, it's pulling back, and it's going to bounce, and boom, it goes. It happens that fast. If you're having to wait on it, there's a possibility it's not going to bounce. It's kind of like one swift motion, up, down, up. And you'll be able to tell in these numbers here and in this volume bar. All right, I'm going to take my break here. You guys can watch the screen. I'll be back in 10 minutes. Okay, I am back. So what did I miss? Anything good? Everything went up? I don't think so. Yeah, I wouldn't doubt that, Robert. I do have the magic power. I can make them go up when I buy. They go down. When I don't buy, they go up. I do have that power. Good morning, Jim. ATTA. About 5 minutes, we'll change over to market open. I'm going to change the scans a little bit. So if we can find a winner this morning, we haven't had such a great pre-market. Couple of small stocks trickling up over a longer period of time. Not really the play we're looking for. Hopefully it'll be a better Monday. The Lord will bless us. We'll make some money before the end of the session. That's always a good thing. We're only at 50% on the likes. Do me a favor, please. Hit the like button. Let YouTube know that you like what you see. It also helps me continue being live every morning at 6 a.m. for pre-market all the way to 9:30. And who knows, if we get it up there high enough, I may sit here all day every day and trade. but probably not. Because I don't like trading when it's slow in a bear market. I like trading when everything's really running high in a bullish market. That's when I'll really sit here with you and we'll make money all day long. But we're not in that market. It's pick and choose currently. I can't even put out the swing indicator because we're not swinging. We're dying. We may go up, but then we go dead. So it's totally useless at the moment. Good morning, Vaughn. I did. I traded GME. I even traded Ford way back when everybody was claiming they were going to have to file bankruptcy when the housing market crashed. I play bad news too because sometimes it's just temporary, the bad news, and you know if it's a good company, it's going to eventually return. So bad news is an opportunity to get in sometimes. Yeah, it's dialed in. It's ready to go. Won't do you any good though. I mean, I'll pop it in on, let's see, what are we looking at? KTTA. You can see right here, it gave you an entry, it gave you an entry, it gave you an entry, it gave you another entry, and now it's pulling back and it may run up again. You'll probably get another arrow here. And this is on a cheaper stock. It's more accurate on a stock up above a couple of bucks. What I need to do is test it on Tesla because Tesla's a hard one to play. It looks like it's working good on Tesla too. It's catching the swings. This is the backside of the trade, so I wouldn't actually consider an entry here or at the top. Once you get a couple of swings up, it's not worth risking it for third, fourths, or fifths. It doesn't work that way in the market. It is not released. It should, as long as it has volume. The trend chaser should be working for options really good as well. Trend chaser, it's pretty much a swing indicator, but kind of off a little bit. It's a reversal indicator. But it works pretty good. Marilyn, it's going to work on whatever time frame you select. It'll probably even work on daily. Got some green coming in here. 4 minutes to go. Let's go ahead and switch over. I'm going to put the 50-minute over here. I know we've been running high flyers down here on this one. Just looking if maybe I ought to run anything else. I mean, they're all good, so it's kind of hard to choose. I could do low float here maybe. The problem is our low float is not accurate on ThinkorSwim. So I haven't done a lot of testing into that scan. I guess we better stick with what's working. We'll go with high flyers. Make sure you chart's on day and not EXT so you don't miss a trade. Yeah, the problem is taking the data from the low float data from FinViz and trying to figure out what number is the same as shares on ThinkorSwim. Those numbers are so far apart. Do I add more to the share amount in ThinkorSwim, or do I take away from the shares and add less? It always seems to be less on FinViz than if I compare it to the shares on ThinkorSwim. But it's never the same, so it's kind of hard to. I don't even think shares is even close to low float, and that's what they claim. That it's not called share, it's not called low float in ThinkorSwim, it's called shares. Well, the number's not right, so it can't be called shares. Yeah, I don't think ThinkorSwim has float. If it does, I've been missing it for 30 years. Good luck to everyone. I'm going to be watching this column here. If I see something taking off, I'm going to click on it. I'm going to set the same support and resistance levels. We'll go to KTTA and keep an eye on that for a second. See what happens here. While I watch this column, it's going to be very volatile for a few minutes. The SPY is barely kicking up a little bit, not real volatile. Selling off on KTTA. Could be a pullback, but it looks more like a sell-off. The SPY is now falling. Monday morning fake out. That's what it is. You can see the volume's already dying. There was a lot of anticipation that it was going to go up, but now it's dying out. Looks like KTTA is only going to pay out pennies. The numbers have even changed on the right. $86 to $90. Not seeing much in the volume spike column. I'm also watching the momentum scanner. I don't know if y'all have that loaded or not, and it's pretty much red. Y'all stock scan not showing much of anything. IPDN, low volume. NXTP climbing up slowly. Penny stock moving. Looking pretty strong if you want pennies. Want something much more than that. SPY is now going up. It doesn't know what it wants to do. We went up, then we went down. Now we're going back up. This one taking a nosedive. The STX, I'll take a look at it. Nothing's really looking promising this morning. Let's take a look at Mara. Mara may be on a bounce here. Too early to get into this stock. This is not in the right position to enter stock. We're looking at the moving averages are all reversed. They're not in the proper order. Don't risk it. It's not worth it. Now the SPY is headed back down. I think it's called bull trap, is how you describe that. You got that right, Domingo. Now we have a bunch of undecided candles on the SPY. Long wicks on both sides. Sit on your hands. That's what I say in this kind of market. Unless something really stands out, sit on your hands. COMM had one pullback already. We may get a second. Now the SPY is going back up. That's really ridiculous. That's my word, ridiculous. Not enough volume to really interest me in this stock here. It's probably watching the SPY as well. Whoa, wait, what are we doing? We shouldn't be going up. The SPY is going to get us. It's okay. We'll move on here. Here's GOEV. I'm going to move this scan up to here. I want to show you something. I believe this is over in TOS scripts. If it's not, I'll check on it later today. We have a gap and run scan over in TOS scans. But we also have a gap and run indicator that goes in the watch list. And you can read about what these numbers do in the code. I put a very good description in there. But to tell you what these numbers mean briefly, this is how close they are to their high. So this one is at its high. And these are nearing their highs. Now this is the past high, not a recent high. So you can watch these numbers on the gap and run, and they also match up with the gap and run scan, but you can apply this indicator like we apply the Momo, like we apply the spike. And if I keep putting out these things to you, you're going to need 15 monitors, not 5. But these are the kind of tools that I've coded, so they're all helpful. It's up to you to find space for them and get rid of what's not working or what you're not looking at. So these are the ones that are nearing their highs. Out of the entire all stock scan, so every tool we have is worth viewing. This is the percentages of how close they are to their high. This one being at its high. This one a little below it. This one a little more below it. This one's 78% close to it. I'll have to look at Discord and see what it is. It should be in the scripts part, though. If it's up there, I'm thinking I did put it. I just don't remember. I'll have to take a look. But I mean, this may defeat the struggles of a bad market day. It could help us that way. So here we're waiting on something to happen. This one's telling us this has already happened, that they're this close to their highs. Thank you, Mark. So if you right click on gap and run and edit formula, you can see I have a nice description here of what's happening with what I coded. So make sure you read the description in the code, and you'll know how to use these numbers. OT, the all stock scan is the scan. That's the scan that only has the price with no filters. And then I just applied this indicator to the watch list. This is all the same watch list, what you're looking at. It's just that I detached it and made another one. So here's that IONM we were watching earlier. So you can see how accurate these numbers are. It's bringing you right to those stocks that are at their highs. So we have too many tools. Or do we? Good job, GMAC. Yeah, I try not to throw too much to you out there at one time. But when you have so many things that work in different market situations, like where one tool may be not so good, but excellent on some days, where the next tool may step up and would be your second choice or your third choice. It's all about finding the right tool for the right market, I suppose. But at least we have the tools. Yeah, it's halted. This one is number 2, INTC. That would be Intel. So if you want to know the stocks that are breaking their highs or going to break their highs, this would be these numbers. I don't know, Robert. I haven't been watching it. So I'm seeing a bunch of red. When you see red in high flyers, the market's fixing to turn down. You sure are, Kenny. That's better than being down $2, right? I probably should have called myself down $2 so I would be up $2. And it seems to be the opposite. See, AMD is up here now. NXTP. The only issue with this gap and run numbers is where do you get in? If it's already at a high and it pulls back, is it going to go break another high? I guess that would be the question. So NXTP it hit a high. Now it's below that high. Is this the bounce for a penny or a nickel or 4 cents? That's what we need to figure out. These are currently dying out, these volume spikes. $64 to $67. Not worth my money. It does, Don. But I mean, everything's going to be hitting new highs in pre-market, so it may be telling you the truth, but still we're back to how would you play them? I think when you come here, everybody soon figures out it's a numbers game. If you can read the data, that's what's going to help you. We're always reading percentages here, a number here, numbers here, numbers here, numbers here. We're always reading the numbers. Yeah, that's a thought. But I guess you would have to, because the rest of them are zeros. So maybe in the code, let me see what I did in the code. I bet it's dividing the high and the lows. The open minus the close, 1 bar ago, has to be greater than 0. So I wonder if it has to be greater than 1. It's been a while. I wrote this code way back. I don't know. I don't have any. I'd have to research it again. I think there's a way to modify the numbers. Right now, it's just set on the true data. But I can bring it down. There's an 82. Numbers and angles. That's what I like to say, Don. It's about angles and numbers. It has to be trending up. That's an angle. AMD. I'm thinking maybe what if market has just opened, like the bell rang, and you could catch these numbers when they first start. Like breaking high, breaking high, breaking high, and that would be the entry. I'm going to have to learn it over again. I was playing around with it yesterday, going through all of my tools, and loaded it and said, oh yeah, I remember that one. Don, yeah, but we have no guarantee they're going to go to the top, is my question. I guess if they hit the scale, they have a good chance to get there. So these tools are looking for stocks that may go up or down. These are for playing the pullbacks. This is for watching the volume numbers. And this would be for those who are near their highs. That's like the full army there, I think. We have all the tools. Well, the lower number may also trigger you to a pullback. That's what I'm thinking. It's at a high, pulling back. Because this IONM, it was up here at the top. Now it's pulling back. But that's quite a bit of a pullback, so I could be wrong. That's more like a sell-off. I'm taking profits, we're out of here kind of sell-off. See you later, Dusty. God bless you, brother. Well, the SPY is crashing, so it's going to be hard to get a reading on this market this morning. We're going to be dying out here for sure, close to 9 o'clock. Always dies around 9. So you're going to have to watch the market for bounces to try to get a play today. Or watch this high flyer scan and play the two that land up in first and second position. You have to catch these pretty quick because when they land here, chances are they're already going up and you'll have to make a decision if you want to get in on a small red candle. So if I click here, you'll see INTC, DocuSign, AVGO. You'll have to plan your entries on the smaller red candles when you're playing high flyers. But it's always going to put you on some really good stocks with lower volume. It's not that everybody is on the market is getting these stocks unless they have this high flyer scan. So it's not like you got to fight a battle to keep them up or fight a battle and worry about a big sell-off because of the volume is a little bit lower. It's not like the ones that are trading high volume and everybody's trying to buy them. A little bit slower plays down here, but profitable stocks. KTTA. Really not trusting the SPY right now. I don't want to drop a lot of money on a stock and the SPY crash. It's very volatile. It don't know where it wants to go. It's just up and down and up and down. It's kind of like, what was that stock, MLGO? It doesn't know. Looks like it's setting up to run up, but how far will it run up? I do, OT. Yeah, the problem with biggest percent gainers is that they may have already done it and they're pulling back just like the rest of the stocks. At one point, they were biggest percent gainers. And some of them may remain the biggest percent gainers, but they may remain that even after the sell-off. If you watch the biggest percent gainers, let's say at 1 o'clock this afternoon, you'll see that the biggest percent gainer was there, but now it's done sold off. That's very volatile here. How do you even play that? You don't. IONM has completely sold off. And XTP Stone Cold. I just keep it sorted by Momo and watch for the top one. I mean, you could actually sort it by volume spike as well. This is just finding the stocks and listing them. This one's going to tell you which ones are actually taking off. So that's AMD. That's over here on this gap and run indicator. That tells you how accurate this scan is. It's probably going to have some of these in it. If I click on that one, there it is. That one's not there. That one's not. So some of them are going to be relevant to this indicator. So that tells you right there, we don't just scan penny stocks. There's $1,000 a share stock. That looks really good if you have if you can spend $1,000 a share. This is what I'm talking about, waiting for them to pop up right here. That was the last one that popped up. See you later, James. Have a blessed day. I think these are going to be the most promising stocks for today right here in the high flyer scan. We're getting a few over in the 50-minute momentum index scan, but not as many as down here. That's looking really good there, though. See you later, GMAC. Have a blessed day. So AMD still over here on the gap numbers. INTC still on the gap numbers. Maybe these would be buy and hold, not scalp. Buy and hang on. Good job, OT. Now we're getting a pullback on it. That would be the bottom right there. Let's see if we can break through and go back up to 426. This is where you would enter, is down here on the support level. Let me zoom in a bit on it and you can see it. It's kind of looking like it might be over. Are we having audio issues again with YouTube? Can you hear me? I didn't do nothing. Must be YouTube. Maybe YouTube's tired of hearing me. Who knows? Maybe they should try trading a little bit. Looks like mid-cap stocks are moving today. Intel. I heard somebody mention Blue, but it's a cheaper stock. Had some kind of approval over the weekend, I believe. Looks like they didn't accept that approval, but then all of a sudden they did. I think this is a pharmaceutical company. Yes, it is. No sound, guys. I have everything on. I haven't touched anything. So do you trust Blue for pennies? When it's already gained 25 cents? Siri making a move as well. Man, I just have no desire. When I see stocks moving pennies at a time, I don't have any desire to buy them. Like, man, if I get in there, I'm going to have to sit till breakfast to make anything. This one's moving like Siri. It's been up there on the chart several times. I don't know if y'all have been watching it or not, but it's been up there 3 or 4 times already. low volume at times. Then you see a bunch of wicks on the top, but it doesn't really sell off. So I don't know what's going on with this one. Jet.ai, I said it earlier. Add AI to your name and your stock gets bought. JTAI. Okay, guys, if you haven't joined our YouTube channel, please do so. Watch the commercials, like the videos, comment on the videos, let YouTube know that I'm doing a good job here. Here's the link to my YouTube channel. Please subscribe, and in every description of every video, you'll find the link over to our Discord. Our Discord is where you're going to find all these scripts. You're going to find a bunch of investors over there using these scripts. Make sure you join our Discord and head on over to Start Here if you're not familiar with Discord. There's the link to it. Watch the how-to videos. Head over to Current Setup to get this setup that you see on the screen. Everything is free. Come and join us. Help us spread the word. If I make you some money, think about contributing to help me keep this moving forward, to help everybody out. I really enjoy giving this stuff away. I thank you for joining us this morning. And as always, have a blessed day. I'm out of here. Bye-bye.